afternoon. It would be an injustice if I don't thank God and all His blessings for giving me the opportunity to be where I am today. If not for His grace, I wouldn't be here. And I think it's appropriate that I mention it. And through the years, it is the Word of God that have guided me, given me the daily bread that I need to be where I am. So I would like to thank God for the opportunity. I would like to thank Mr. Palme for inviting me, ZSUD for inviting me and for the opportunity. So I have about, I think, 20-25 minutes. I've made some bullet points of what I'm going to speak, but I'll skip that and seeing you all, I thought I'll change that a little bit. I used to sit, I was the information secretary of DMZP in 2002. And being an information secretary when there was no mobile was a big challenge. And I think a lot of things have changed since then. And we used to have a seminar like this. And I could say, I used to dream of being able to speak to you like this. And today, I think those dreams have come true. And I've had few opportunities to speak. I was recently in Mizoram University as well, addressing the students. So for me, it is a dream that's come true. And I love watching MasterChef Australia. And there was a chef called Mark Beer. And he said, if you have a dream. So when I stepped into, and then I moved to Shimla, Bishop Corner School, Shimla. There was English, there was Hindi, and there was Sanskrit. But I believe I could do it, right? Philippians chapter 4, I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. I believed it. And today I speak to you in English. I speak Hindi. And I can make you very angry in Punjabi. But there are a few things which I feel is important as you explore your opportunity. I am taken back to 20 years. So I started my career, I started when I was 23 years old, immediately after I finished my master's. And one of the biggest disadvantages I realized at that point of time was that I know very little about the corporate sector. My grandfather was a priest, a pastor. My father is a simple government employee. So there was no understanding of the corporate sector, right? And therefore, there are three things which I want to leave you with as you explore. The first thing is I want you all to be TAZ. Okay? TAZ.
Hi sir, my name is Katsarak. The question is for Sir John. During my throughout this time, I had a great time. However, there is a time where because of in case so this happened, the office politics, and then the work struggle as well. So, and then, yes, I have been doing my best, giving 100%. However, they want more from me. So, is there any solution, or maybe to overcome those? Yeah, you have gone to the top level of the management now, and then you must have come across it as well. So, I want to know or get a tip from you here to go up.
Yeah, a difficult question. Do you know how gold is extracted? There is that song, right?
count your blessings, name them one by one. I think in one of the verse, it says, if there is no bad weather in your life, or if how gold, I don't know in English, but it basically says to extract gold out of an ore, you have to heat it, right? So pressures will be there. Pressure is part of corporate life, and it will be bigger. The expectations will be bigger. I think if you look at it in terms of number, I think if you are paid 10,000, a company will expect almost 1 lakh word from you. You try to extract it from you, and that's the nature of the corporate sector. I think, and the reason I said about the Word of God is that, and I don't know how to sort of put this in a simpler way. I think, I hope if you work, if you're sincere, and if you do your work well, you will succeed. You will do great things, and you have to believe that. But one of the things which really touches me was Jesus was never supposed to be a carpenter. He was in carpentry till he was 30 years old, right? So I think keep at it, be sincere in your work, be hardworking. Don't go for the quick, I know corporate politics. I am in the largest media company in the country.
This is for Sir John. Sir, I'm being young enthusiast in the IT sector. So I'm started doing my R&D with Double. So I just want to know that there are two things that competing in the market. One is the Apple Pro Vision, and the other one is still on the way, but there is a Neuralink. So I just want to know which one will be better. So before that, when I check the Apple Pro Vision, I feel like in the future we wouldn't need any more medical doctors or anything like this, because if I want to operate the heart, everything is already there, and we can switch it in the air. And when it comes to the Neuralink, there is how I'll say, it's opposite to that Apple Pro Vision. They have how shall I compare it? Brains in the computer will be connected directly in the Neuralink, but in the Apple Pro Vision, mind and heart, the actions will connect it. So which will be the better for us to go for it? I have two options where I wanted to go. I don't know.
Technology is such, it's difficult to predict what's going to be successful. And that's why R&D are so expensive. That's why some of the pharmaceutical companies charge you a bomb for some of the medicines. So between the Apple and the Neuralink, it's sort of difficult. When the Blu-ray DVD came, everybody thought that this was it, right? And all the companies that invested in that, well, it would have been like, I don't know what till. And it's strange, right? I think we stopped using floppies for the longest time, but it was only stopped in Japan about a week ago. And who would have thought, right? If you go to Japan, you have to carry cash, right? And we used to take pride in Japan. That's like they are on the edge of technology. But it's in India where you are, like if I want to buy coconut water from a Kishangarh roadside, I just pay it to my phone, right? So technology is difficult, very difficult. But are you in R&D, IT, yes?
I'm trying this.
Okay. So it's to me, Kiran talked about risk management, right? And I think one of the things that we looked at when you were investing, when a company is investing in anything, there's always a risk element. When they recruited me, when Microsoft recruits me, there's a risk. I think one thing which when you talk about what technology about replacing people, and I think the biggest question people have today is artificial intelligence going to replace us? There was a Will Smith movie called Robot Eye, right? And that question remains. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer. But again, and I don't want to sound this like a sermon, but I think we are created in the image of God, and there's a soul that we have. And AI will not have it. It can only replicate or pretend to have it. So therefore, there will be judgment calls that will have to be made. But on a technical side, purely on a technical side, the machines that we make today could be superior to us. But I don't foresee a time in the future when the soul that we have, the spirit that lives in us, can be replicated in artificial intelligence. And that's my hope, that as a human being, I will continue to be relevant. Yeah. I hope I'm able to answer some part of your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.